Ave Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. As Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and his brother Andrew, casting nets into the sea. They were fishermen. He said to them, "Come after me, and I will make you fishers of men." At once they left their nets and followed him. He walked along from there and saw two other brothers, James the son of Zebedee and his brother John. They were in a boat with their father Zebedee, mending their nets. He called them, and immediately they left their boat and their father and followed him. The Gospel of the Lord. This morning, as I was reflecting on this feast of St. Andrew, I was brought back to an encounter I had with someone at a social event, and they were bragging that they were really good friends with Bruce Springsteen, and I thought, wow, that's impressive. So how did you get to know Bruce Springsteen and become his friend? Well, he bought me a beer in a New Jersey bar one night. And I said, "Oh, and so you stayed connected with him?" "No, he just bought me a beer, and I drank a beer." "Did you talk to him?" "No, he just bought me a beer and waved to me from across the bar." Now, was this a friend? Jesus comes to Andrew and he says, "Come after me. I'll make you a fisher of men." Jesus would call his apostles friends. Friends who share his interests. And he calls us to a friendship with him as well, to share his interests. His interest is that all of humanity would be saved. Friends spend time with each other. And so Jesus is asked by these apostles, especially Andrew, "Where do you stay? Where can I get time with you, to be with you? Can I come with you at that place?" In the Gospel of John, Jesus answers the question by saying, "Come and see." In other words, come and spend time with me, and it'll all be revealed to you. Some friendships are friendships of what we call utility, and sometimes that's how we treat God. We go to him and ask him to get us an A on our test, and that's fine. We ask for him to answer our prayers, and that's okay. But it's a relationship of what we call utility. You serve a purpose for me, and so that's our relationship. You make me feel good. That's another type of friendship, friendships of pleasure. We feel good around certain people, we enjoy their company. But when the party's over, we all go our separate ways. We may see each other periodically, but there's no closeness. It is friends who might join each other for coffee or for a beer. However, some friendships go deep, and these friendships are generally few. Because when a friendship goes deep, there has to be a certain amount of exclusivity, because you don't share your secrets with everybody. Jesus has called Andrew and invited him to have a deep friendship with him. The apostles model friendship with Jesus. that is for all of us to share, to all of us who could have this friendly relationship with Jesus, but on a deeper level. You come to understand the depths of such a friendship when, in the words of the prophet Isaiah, his delight shall be the fear of the Lord. What does that mean? The fear of the Lord has to do with being afraid that I'm going to hurt my relationship with God. He's my friend. I don't want anything to happen to him, and I don't want to have anything embarrass him. I want to preserve this relationship, and I don't want to trivialize it, but I want to make sure it stays special. This is the fear of the Lord. And when a friendship comes to that point, it gets very close, and it has and it's sacrificial by nature. This friendship, in this friendship, you cherish your friend to the point of making every effort not to hurt them. Even to the point that you would rather suffer yourself to help your friend. You would rather suffer yourself than to have them suffer. Jesus calls Andrew to be such a friend. Jesus would treasure this friendship so much that he would die on the cross for Andrew, as he died on the cross for each one of us, because he wants to be our friend. Andrew, returning the friendship in all its beauty, he also dies on a cross, but in even more humiliating fashion. He's crucified on a cross that's upside down, because he would do anything for the sake of his friend. And so he suffers such an agony. These apostles reveal to us the model of friendship with Jesus. Our vocation, in whatever it may be, married, single, priest, religious, our vocation is answering the call to such a friendship and living in our vocation and inviting Jesus to be intimate with us and we to him in the midst of this vocation, in the midst of his calling, to be his real friend. It's an amazing thing to be a friend of Christ. There's a horrifying word in the gospel. There's a point where Jesus says, I don't even know you. But when we're his friend, we never have to be afraid of that word. I don't know you. So we come to Jesus in friendship, in a friendship that even may be sacrificial at times. And he knows us, and we know him.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam meruisti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deus,